Ladies and gentlemen, colleagues, members of the party, let me welcome you to this briefing. As you are aware, we held our special NEC here, which made resolutions that dismissed the party leader and the organizing secretary. This morning, we filed the returns with the Registrar of Political Parties, and I'll be asking the Secretary General to give details of the breakdown. I'll also ask our communication team to share with you the details of what we presented to the Registrar, including some of the documents which you may want to see for verification. As we said last time, we had held a proper special NEC, which was properly convened, and we are convinced that the Registrar of Political Parties is going to accept our returns and make appropriate changes in the leadership of the party. I want to also stress one important point, that members of the party, particularly the National Executive Council who held the meeting here, have only one major intention, which is to strengthen the party, to get the party back to the people, to take away the party from cartels, to take away the party from individual management, but to get it to the people, to be led by a team with consultation, and to prosper, to get it growing as was envisaged by the founders. I and my colleagues have no intention whatsoever of breaking the party. What we want is to strengthen the party, to hold discussions with other political parties, with other leaderships of other parties, so that we can develop our country together, ensure that all the Kenyans receive their share equitably. All Kenyans, wherever they are, also feel they are part of Kenya. You know, at this moment, as you are aware, we are facing the challenges, many challenges in our country. We have Corona, which is facing the country. We have economic problems arising from Corona. You are aware of the disaster, the flooding in the country. We need to work together all to address these problems. And for us, and particularly for me, I want to stress, I'm one of the oldest members of this party. From the time when it was initiated in 1992, I was a youth leader of the party and have grown within. I participated fully in the 1992 elections, though I didn't succeed to become a candidate, but I was a part of the team that fought for the liberation of the second liberation then, and participated in subsequent elections from 1997 to date, save for 2007 when I didn't make it, and during the time I served as ambassador at the African Union. With this in the background, having clearly understood the ideals for which this party was formed, you know, to expand the democratic space in the country, to provide good leadership. It is for this reason that some of the things that have been happening we thought must be remedied to put the party back on track. And we're going to continue to do this. I call upon members of the party who had moved out for one reason or the other due to poor leadership, due to what they did not agree with in terms of leading the party. I want to appeal to all of them, and I really appreciate those who were there then during the time, whom I must appreciate. As I said last time, even people like Muskari Kombo, people like Noah Wekesa, people like Raitu Murungi, Paul Muite, Mohiza Kitui, who I'm sure his term is ending at the World Trade Organization in Geneva and should be joining us when he gets back to the country. The Honorable J.B. Munyasya, the Honorable Kitobi Manyara, and many others. But the founding fathers themselves, Jaramogi Oginga Odinga, and Masinde Muliro, Kijana Wamalwa, Martin Shikuku, those who were there at the time, they fought for the space in this country. And even the freedoms that we enjoy in this country are a result of, the fight by those founders, the people who participated in the second liberation. That also includes others who are in other parties, Kenneth Matiba, Wanjigi and others. So I want to call on members, Kenyans, who had moved away from Fort Kenya, from Western to the coast, who are part of Fort Kenya, to be assured, that the party is now back in good hands. We're going to ensure that, for the time being, as an interim leader, I'll ensure that we get to organize elections. As you are aware, we have not had elections for the last 9 years. And the party is due for election. We're going to organize election. I call on them to come and participate. When we are ready, we'll be calling the National Delegates Congress, and each person, member of the party from any part of the country, should come and vie for any position. And finally, I want to also ask the former party leader to respect the structures of the party. Like we gave him all the support and respect, he should do the same. And either personally himself or his hirelings, he should stop. Otherwise, as a party, we will not hesitate, to invoke the necessary, statute and take disciplinary action, which should not be very good for him. And at this point now, I want to invite the Secretary General to give a chronology of what happened, step by step, and possibly share the documents. I think the ones that we have filed with the Registrar. This morning, after we presented our papers, we were the first to file the returns with the Registrar, and she acknowledged that all the documents were proper, but when we left, our colleagues also, I think, came with their own papers, which I think, I'm sure they will not go anywhere, because the NEC we had here was properly constituted in accordance with the law, and we followed strictly the party constitution. So let me welcome the Secretary General to explain more and give step by step.
As our party leader has just said, this party has a long history. Perhaps quite a number of you members of the press who are not there because you are too young, unless you go back to the archives of the media houses and see what this party has done for this country. Our reason and the next reason, the National Executive Council's decision to put Honorable Wafula Wamunyinyi as the interim party leader was because amongst us, he is the oldest person with a long relationship with this party. He knows the ideals of this party. They are ingrained in his DNA. Given that he faced the time when things were very difficult for new parties to move, he knows the ideals. He lives the ideals. And that's why the NEC decided that he was the most suitable person to be given that position. We have presented our documentation. As Secretary General, I followed all the laws, all the regulations that needed to be followed to be able to file our returns with the Registrar, which, by the grace of God, we were able to file this morning. We did not make noise about it because this is a legal process. It is not something that can be subjected to maybe demonstrations and things of the sort, because we believe in the rule of law. So we've allowed the Registrar to go through the documents, and we believe and know she'll find that our filing was proper and also justified. Because as our party leader has just said, we want to take the party back to the people, to take it away from cartels that have used this party as a shop to gain financial or whatever benefit at a loss to the party membership. You all know that the party has gradually been shrinking in the sense that the elected membership has been reducing. If you count the absolute numbers, it will appear like it's growing. But the number of constituencies and the number of counties has also grown. But the party has not grown commensurately with that. Even in its own strongholds, the party's number of elected leaders is very low. And reason is because of poor leadership, where decisions have been made that have not been made with any consultation with the party organs, but have been made at the whim of certain individuals within the party, led by the then party leader himself. So we filed our returns, and you'll get copies of it. I think our communication officer has done some copies. He'll be able to give you some of the copies. Because as we say, this is a legal document. It's now before the registrar, so we cannot spill everything. But you will definitely get a gist of what we've presented to the registrar. And we are really looking forward to a good ending to today, so that the party can restart the journey that was abruptly ended by one Moses Masika Wetangula when he took over as party leader. We hope to get back on track and let every Kenyan know that this party still puts Kenyans' interests in front, not behind. Because while we say that politics is about interests, but these interests must be for the community. When personal interests subvert, overtake, subsume, or take over from community interests, then that is conmanship. That is not politics. And that's where this party had reached. We need to end that, and we pray and believe that this team will surely end this and call an NDC soon after the corona pandemic is over, so that we get the right people in the right offices to move this party forward as we go to 2022 elections, and also be able to cooperate so that whatever is facing the country, because I've kept on saying that President Uhuru Kenyatta is very unfortunate. He's president at a time, a very trying time, not just for the Kenyan people, not just for Kenya as a country, but for the whole world. There is COVID pandemic, Kenya has gone through flooding, Mara locusts, the economy is damaged. He is facing a really difficult time. And it behoves us, as leaders of this country, to listen and cooperate for the good of the country. So we intend to continue being a loyal opposition. A loyal opposition doesn't mean that we will not point out the wrongs. We will point out the wrongs. But a loyal opposition in the sense that we will not unnecessarily disrupt any programs for the recovery of the economy of this country. We will not disrupt any programs that will be put in place for the country to prevent and ameliorate the effects of COVID. We will not put obstacles in the way for this country to recover from the floods. We will not put any obstacles for this country to recover from the locust invasion. We will be a loyal opposition, loyal to Kenyans. Loyal to Kenyans. So if anybody thinks that when we say loyalty as an opposition is a misnomer, it is not. That's what I would like to state and ask the media to keep an eye on this. By the end of the day, hopefully, we'll have an answer and we will prevail. Thank you very much.
Are you ready?
Yeah,
Yes. Much ready. Iko sawa?
You okay now?
Twende wani.
Get started. Okay, thank you, members from the media houses. Welcome to Simba House. This is the headquarters for Ford Kenya. Ford Kenya is not headquartered at hotels, as purported by some few masqueraders. You know, it's difficult when you have military people who are used to coups. So we want to. Yeah. So we want to get started in the press. Welcome. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, fellow Kenyans and Ford Kenya party supporters all over the country and beyond. Today, the 2nd June 2020, our Ford Kenya party filed at the Registrar of Political Parties, Nairobi, the necessary documents notifying the Registrar of the political parties for the new developments that happened in the party headquarters following the NEC meeting that was held on 31st May 2020 at this particular place, headquartered Simba House. Honorable Eseli Simiyu was suspended, and in his place it was taken over by Honorable Chris Wamalwa as the Secretary General in the acting capacity. Second resolution, that Honorable Wafula Wamunyinyi was suspended and replaced by Honorable Vincent Kemosi as the Secretary Agriculture, Livestock, Food Policy at the party. Third, that the Honorable Cynthia Mutere was suspended and replaced by Honorable Roslinda Andambi as the leader Women's League of the party in acting capacity. I, as the Secretary General of the party, I was accompanied, among others, by Honorable Ferdinand Wanyonyi, MP Kwanza, Honorable Catherine Wambilianga, MP Bungoma County, Honorable Nasri Sahal, nominated member from Wajir County, Honorable Charles Kimose from Viga County, Honorable Saidi Hiribae from Tana River County, Honorable Roslinda Andambi, MCA, Ms. Millicent Abudo, who was a Deputy Secretary General, Honorable Chris Mandumandu, who is our Organizing Secretary, Honorable Vincent Kimosi, MP for West Mungirango, and we were accompanied by our lawyer, who is the chairman as well of Ford Kenya Professionals, Honorable Benson Milimo. We highlighted to the registrar the circumstances that led to the suspension of the said former officials of the party and confirmed their suspension. They have no authority to transact business for and on behalf of the party. We were satisfied with the reception accorded to us by the Registrar of Political Parties, and we have confidence in her office doing the right thing, which will be effecting the changes of the officials as communicated by the party. The Registrar of Political Parties confirmed, and you must have heard from the press, that the party leadership remains under party leader Senator Moses Masika Wetangula. Our party office remains here at Simba House, where we are seated, and as well as the secretariat. Our party is aware of other former officials who are masquerading as party officials, yet they have no longer hold such offices. Our party shall take appropriate disciplinary measures against these individuals in due course, and you shall be informed accordingly. We are aware that every effort is being made by forces of darkness calculated to destroy and tear apart our otherwise stable party for Kenya. I want to confirm that the party is ready and well prepared to deal with such forces, and we have no doubt that they shall be defeated. In the meantime, we extend an olive branch to the party renegades whose political obituary has already been written to come back. Their onslaught is just but a storm in the teacup. As I conclude, I'll request a few honorable members to say something. As I said earlier, this is the headquarters for the party for Kenya. The other two masqueraders, they've been going to the hotels. If truly whatever they did was not fraudulent, why are they not appearing or conducting business through our headquarters? Fort Kenya has members of parliament, 12 of them. We're only seeing 2. Have you seen any other member of parliament? None. Whatever has been happening, whatever has been going on, has all been fraudulent. So I want to request Honorable Ferdinand to say something, and the lawyer that submitted the documents also to say something. And as we say this, we've also moved to court for disciplinary matters and for conservatory orders against the purporting Secretary General and the purported party leader. I thank you. Welcome, Bishop Ferdinand.
Members of the press, my colleagues present